I did everything right. I acquired several degrees, worked very hard, anywhere between 2 to 4 jobs while studying, some of them full-time positions. And then I got a high-paying job afterwards. Still, I found myself in financial difficulties, almost living paycheck to paycheck, even while I was working that many jobs. And I felt broke most of the time, despite earning an above average salary. What did I do wrong? Well, it turns out a lot of things. All that time, I was operating under middle class habits that kept me broke and unsatisfied with life. It wasn't until I sat down to think and identify these habits that were my MO that I was able to break through and be more intentional about my savings, my investments, and free from the anxiety of having no money. So in this video, I am going to share with you 5 unconventional middle-class financial habits that kept me in a cycle of financial stagnation, along with practical ways to break free from these habits. Alright, number 1, picture this. I bought my first car, paid it off, I was happy, very proud of myself, and then bam, my car broke down. And then I went to go fix it, right? You go fix your car when it breaks down, only to find out it was the transmission. I fixed it, it cost over $3,000. A few months later, it broke down again. Now, I didn't know much about transmissions and what a nightmare they are. A nightmare. So I wasn't expecting to fix it again, at least not so soon, right? Because I had just fixed the problem. But there I was having to pay a lot of money to fix my car again, even more than I paid to buy the car. I eventually sold the car to the scrap people for less than $600. Really sad. Unexpected costs like these can throw you off your game. So maybe you consider going beyond saving for an emergency fund to getting the appropriate insurances for things that you own, so that they are covered, especially things that can break down easily. Then, and I know that this part may sound a little daunting to many people, but hear me out, begin a separate savings account for repairs. You can call it a sinking fund, you can call it a savings account, no matter what you call it. Build a separate fund for repairs. Don't just aim to cover 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, as many of us do with our emergency funds. Go beyond that and budget for replacements, budget for repairs that can come out of nowhere and consume all of your emergency funds in one weekend. That has happened to me twice with that car. Look, we want peace of mind here, so when life throws a wrench in our plans, we are ready. Number 1 mistake I made was not planning for unexpected expenses. Number 2, and we've all been there, seeing something that we want and then convincing ourselves that we not only need the thing, but that we need it right now. Look, I've done this several times, and the most recent was 2 pairs of work shoes. I already had work shoes, just letting you know, and I could wait a few months to budget to be able to afford these shoes that I wanted. But no, I wanted the shoes right now. That immediate rush is great, but we are ignoring our long-term goals for instant pleasure. The fix? Well, there's 2 parts to it. First, I'm even more clear now about my financial goals, both short-term and long-term ones, so that when I'm faced with a spending decision, I ask myself this very important question. Is this moving me closer to my goals? If it is not, it stays on the shelf because it is just not worth it. However, asking ourselves this question every day, and trying to make this decision several times through the day, especially if you live in these present times, is just so draining. So here's the second part. When budgeting, leave some money behind in your checking account. Leave money behind for random purchases like these, right? I know we all save or budget until you hit 0, but maybe leave something behind. A very small fraction of your paycheck that doesn't have to get spent every month or every 2 weeks, however often you get paid, but it is there for just in case, right? So the money is actually budgeted for and it is there to make you happy. If you find something that makes you happy, go for it. Not too much, just a tiny little fraction. So number 2 is overvaluing immediate gratification. Number 3, look, I know that we are all very busy people. However, It is very easy to set financial goals at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the month, but without consistent monitoring, we can fall off. In the past, I have set a budget, I'm going to save, this is what my savings is, and try to do everything right. Yes, I was planning for the future. However, I never actually sat down to look at the data, which only comes from looking at the past. How I spend money, how often I spend money, where exactly I spend money, and all of these things. You never know these things without actually looking at your history. If you've reached your milestones and things like that. This meant that I couldn't pivot, I couldn't make better decisions moving forward, and I was relying on last year's decisions, so that were probably not even applicable to this year. Look, don't be like me. Schedule regular financial check-ins, weekly or bi-weekly. By the way, do you know that bi-weekly in the English language means every 2 weeks and twice a week? Why? Anyway, whatever you do, please do financial check-ins, and definitely don't do it monthly. Do them often enough so that you are up to date, and so that the numbers, your goals, and everything is right in front of your mind, fresh on your mind. So, review your spending habits, look back on your history, budget, everything. Do they apply to today? Do I need to pivot? Do you need to save more? Can you afford to save more? This way you make informed decisions and you stay aligned with your financial goals, not with your last year's financial goals. Remember to do the same for your insurance coverage as well, because look, irregular financial check-ins, we're not doing that anymore. Similar to the above, budgeting unrealistically. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, I thought I was doing everything right. I really wasn't. I would budget year after year after year without accounting for inflation, which for simplicity's sake is any increase in the prices of things that we buy for whatever reason, right? Then I would end up shocked that my groceries were $49 more than I budgeted for. Unfortunately, we don't get an announcement letting us know that the cost of bread or pasta or rice or butter is going up. We just find out, but we know that the prices of things keep going up. Here's something that I now do and you can potentially consider. Once or twice a year, increase your spending allowance by whatever percentage you can, by 1%, 0.5%, 4%, whatever your income allows you to do. And yes, this will probably eat into your savings, will probably eat into other things that you want to do with your money, like your investment or traveling. But the reality is the reality, and there's no point fighting it. And I hate to be the one to say this to you, but perhaps you can offset this by working more hours, making more money, getting a second job, or, asking for a raise, switching jobs, whatever it is that you do something to keep up with just the crazy rate at which things are getting more and more expensive. Okay, number 5 is overcommitting to social and extracurricular activities. It is tempting to say yes to every dinner invite, or to sign the kids up for every class, every sport, and every activity. But let's be honest here, each of these add up. They add up significantly, and then suddenly you are wondering where all of your money went. All of your money for that month you've just spent on doing things, right? There were several times I was fully booked in the name of being social, in the name of doing things with other people. But everywhere I went meant money needed to be spent. Here's what I do now. I choose the activities that mean the most to me and my family. Not the activities that mean the most to other people, right? Not what every other person is doing. Another thing that you can consider doing is you can take advantage of the free community events wherever you live. There is got to be something. You can go to the park for free, you can go to the library for free, and it can be just as fun without all of the hefty costs and hefty price tickets. Also, as important, if you are going somewhere with other people and the place or the activity is just not within your budget, you don't have to go. You really don't. Or you could do some research and suggest something that is a lot more affordable, something that is that's a lot cheaper. Or you can ask for a deferment or ask for the event to be pushed forward so that you can save towards that. Most importantly, let your friends or whoever it is you're going with know that you cannot make it this time around if you can't make it. You have the freedom and the liberty to do so. I certainly wish I knew all of these things sooner, but hey, it's never too late, right? The important thing is that from now on, you and I can make accurate decisions about our finances because we are on top of everything, because we are paying close attention to what our money is doing, where it's going, and what we can get out of it. To better understand your money, every single aspect of it, think of it as a pie, understanding each slice in its entirety, check out this video here that goes into detail on every aspect of your finances. This can really help you decide what to focus on first. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.